Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Anthony Hopkins and Tom Hiddleston reprise their roles as Thor, Loki, Odin and Jane Foster. Christopher Eccleston also joins this film as the bad guy Malekith, and also Zachary Levi joins the cast replacing Josh Dallas as Fandrell. So that was quite cool to find that because I didn't realise it was him at first. Alan Taylor takes over as director from Kenneth Branagh and Joss Whedon, who directed the first one back in 2011. And this one is set a couple of years or so after the events of the first one, when Jane Foster and people like that have moved to London and they're working on new things. She's trying to move on, but she can't forget what happened. And then these strange things start happening, and it brings together that she connects with Thor again, and really interesting things happening. The main point is talking about convergence and bringing worlds together. It's cool to see some of the other realms this time, and to see more of Asgard, seeing more of how the city would defend itself against an unstoppable force. There's some brilliant scenes, including the gatekeeper of the Bifrost taking down the ship. Brilliant scenes involving Thor and Loki, and the relationship between them is pretty cool, which also includes some really interesting cameos, which I didn't expect but I thought was rather interesting. There's some brilliant scenes with Jane Foster as well, and her character is really good as well, really well developed and really well played by Natalie Portman, and works well with Chris Hemsworth, and they sort of have a good chemistry on screen, which is always good. Heimdall, the gatekeeper of the Bifrost, is a really interesting character, and we get to see a lot more of him in this film, and you get to see him take a bit more decisive action with regards to what's happening, and helps move the plot along quite a lot more, and plays a really interesting part in several key aspects of the film. The defense of Asgard was really interesting as well. It was really cool to see how Asgard would defend itself against an attack. Normally you just see them attacking and you see them on the battlefield, but you don't get to see them having to defend and having to sort of protect themselves, and it's really cool to see how that would happen, or how they imagine it would happen. While the first film largely focused on a small little place in America, this film centred around London, and in particular Greenwich, with its tea scenes and themes like that. Lots of notable areas were used in this film. The fights between Thor and Malekith are really interesting, and the characters are really well developed, and I really like the story. Some brilliant action scenes and really good laughs and some incredible set pieces. I would really recommend seeing Thor 2. It is a brilliant film and I'm really sure you'll like it. My name's Hayward, and I'll see you again real soon.